everyone, my name is Natalie, and today we are doing a pretty interesting video. This video is going to be explaining the entirety of my Five Nights at Freddy's AU, or my main AU, or whatever the heck I'm going to call it. Anyways, I don't have any drawings, so we're going to use very little visuals. More about the explanation of it. So, let's do it. The AU starts all the way back. Oh wait, that's the wrong character, frick. The AU starts all the way back in 1984, right after the bite of A3, okay, you're not important now. Where Funtime and Friends Diner opens. Funtime and Friends Family Diner features Funtime Fredbear, lolbit, Funtime Fredbear, lolbit, and Bonnet. They all cheer and play things for kids, and lolbit, at the time, was the most technologically advanced creature ever. Since the early birth of the internet, this is Five Nights at Freddy's, what do you expect? She can connect to the internet and, sense what's popular, so she can sing popular songs and culture. She can imitate popular dance moves. She is the most advanced piece in technology in the world. So yeah, that's how. But someone gets jealous. A rival company decides to sabotage a little bit, and in doing so, sabotaging her lets Dark Remnant in. Now, in my view, Dark Remnant is a mysterious piece of remnant which has no ties to murder or anything. It just appears in random pizzerias. And since it appears in random pizzerias, the Dark Remnant is Dark Remnant is what Shadow Bonnie is made of, and my Shadow Bonnie is Spring Bonnie. So the Dark Remnant basically merged with Spring Bonnie's code with the Spring Trap incident in order to create Shadow Bonnie. However, lolbit's sabotage only made the remnant creep inside her system, because Dark Remnant has sentience. It's a very parasitic piece of remnant. Creeped inside her system and did crap. What kind of crap did it do? It slowly started taking her over, claiming the body as theirs. However, this was not the reason Funtime Friends Diner closed. It closed because of bankruptcy. However, lolbit did have an incident tied to its closure. Losing control of herself in one stage performance, she tried to attack a maintenance employee. So the company said that was the last straw, locked them up, and eventually, 1985, Circus Baby's Pizza World opened up and took its place, leading to the Elizabeth incident. However, we're explaining lolbit for the sake of. So yeah. So lolbit. So when the pizzeria closed, and lolbit was legit about to lose her grip on her sanity, she asked Funtime Fredbear and Bonnet to lock her up, to chain her up, and lock her in the deepest, darkest room of the facility, power her off for their safety. They did as she asked, and Yendo, which they had a romantic relationship at the time, broke down to tears, wishing his loved one goodbye forever and ever. Fast forward years, and I mean years, decades later. Fast forward years, decades later, things aren't going so well. As you can see, Lolbit's old exterior has rusted up and dusted up and become musty and dusty and faded. However, there's one. Ignore the designs, pretty human AU, ignore them. However, it's so Funtime Foxy cleaning apart the surface and discovers a secret room locked, boarded up behind the wallpaper. He opens it up, and then in that secret room, it was about the size of a maintenance closet. He stared into the dark, inky black abyss until two bright white eyes opened and a grim smile streaked across a non-existent face. He stuttered. He slipped back, tripping, as the thing slopped closer and closer and closer until he could feel dust. He could feel the dust rubbing against his pristine coat. When the creature came to the one shoddy light bulb that was in the closet, it was clear what it was. It was an animatronic, locked up and boarded away. Its voice box was damaged, so it could only make low, grumbling, growly noises, as well as its design, once pristine and beautiful like Foxy's was damaged to the point of no return. Foxy, feeling empathy towards the creature, towards the animatronic, dragged them out of the room, right to Circus Baby. What Circus Baby replied, Circus Baby. That was kind of a book reading segment. I don't know, some of these segments are more detailed like books. Some of them are definitely going to be like less detailed. So Funtime Foxy brings Lolbit to Circus Baby. So Circus Baby says to clean her up, and boom boom Chris's ham. And then Wayne Baby Chris's ham. Lolbit is a pristine, beautiful animatronic. However, they don't know what's going on behind that smile. Because behind that smile is a creature of pure darkness. A psychotic murderer bent on murdering anything in sight. But that's not the point yet. And eventually, they meet Yendo. Funtime Fredbear was stripped of his suit and left bare bones. And Bonnet kind of changed to the better. Well, Bonnet kind of changed for the better because Bonnet is pristine and beautiful. However, in a different pristine and beautiful. Like she looks like Bonnet looks physically beautiful compared to everyone else. Looking like a pretty, posh, delicate girl. Which, of course, Lolbit doesn't recognize any of them, but they recognize her. So Bonnet is polished up, pretty posh, and very much happy with her session. And then we meet the new animatronics. So ignore the human designs. I'm using those for stuff. Hold on, So sorry, I have to punch my tendon to look at the Bonbon. The other animatronics are Bonbon, Funtime Foxy, and Funtime Freddy and Circus Baby. A band of misfits who wound out just like they were. And there is Ballora, but Ballora isn't seen very often because, well, no one really knows. Oh, if that's a thing, Yosper thing, I need to get rid of that. Ballora isn't seen very often So we just struck her off, pretty much. Circus Baby is excited to have a new member for the band because she's been feeling everyone's been getting a bit boring lately. Everyone's excited, except for lolbit, who has completely lost her cool. Once Yendo and Bonnet see lolbit for the first time, they know she's changed. She's always smiling. Her eyes are a strange black. Her eyes are an inky black with only white pupils to accompany them. Her eyes look like they were drowned in abyss. An inky blackness that nothing could drown out. The only light drowning out her black eyes were her piercing white pupils that almost seemed like they weren't attached to her endoskeleton, floating around in the black inky eyes. Then there was her smile, constantly grinning and would never let go, constantly grinning and would never stop. She would always smile no matter what emotion she was feeling. She clearly changed, but for the better or for the worst. They couldn't really say as it was their first time laying eyes on her. Maybe the inky black eyes were part of her new design, and so was her constant smile. They couldn't decide. So Yendo and lolbit have romanticness, but not now. Soon Yendo starts realizing lolbit isn't his lolbit. She's something else entirely. But Yendo doesn't care because he loves lolbit. However, lolbit does not love him. She doesn't love anyone. In fact, she's awful. She's awful. To put lightly, she's awful. She's a psychopath. She's nuts. She's a maniac. She's the worst person ever. She is possibly the most narcissistic narcissist ever. Compared to all the other narcissists and the narcissism himself. He invented the word. She loves herself. She praises herself. She tells everyone she's the fantastical, wonderful lolbit who's better than all the other attractions at the pizzeria. She doesn't care for others. She's basically the worst person on earth. Pretty much. But she's stuck. But there is a little bit fighting in there. And the reason she's this way is because she's not necessarily herself. This is Shadow Lolbit. Basically the creature hiding inside of Lolbit. Created entirely out of Dark Remnant. This is a piece of evil Dark Remnant. This is a piece of good Dark Remnant. Well, she isn't necessarily Dark Remnant because she's Spring Bonnie's code and everything, but she still qualifies. So, yeah, things aren't very good here. Lolbit finds most of her entertainment tormenting Funtime Foxy, brutally dismantling him each time she can get her inky. Each time she can get her metallic claws on him. Funtime Foxy is her main target due to his nature to be no funny business and paranoid. Well, he's only paranoid because he develops the paranoia after extreme trauma. Turbo, what are you doing? Turbo! Kitty, why? So, yeah. Bonnet has the hots for Bonbon. Bonnet has a crush on Bonbon, but she's Little Miss Perfect. She's supposed to be a representation of girl power and how all girls are supposed to be this beautiful, perfect, majestic figure. But she can't have a crush on Bonbon if she's the way she is. Not because Bonbon's female, but also because Bonbon's very casual. She's always tired. She drinks coffee 24/7. And is always seen either doing sciencey stuff or napping or yelling at Funtime Freddy to shut the frick up. So Bonnet can't really have a crush on Bon within her like actual attraction state. But she does. She likes Bon.
Huh?
Yes, they are gay. I know. It's fun. Funtime Freddy isn't that big of a role, neither is Laura. Circus Baby's pretty much the annoyed manager, dealing with Lolbit's antics and occasionally becoming the bad A zombie killer whenever Lolbit loses her crap. Oh yeah, and did I mention Lolbit can lose her crap and go full psychopath? And each time she does, the location lights go out and everyone panics and looks for a weapon to take her out. Yeah, Lolbit's not a good character at all. But yeah, anyways, once Yendo starts getting extreme depression once he realizes the Lolbit they are with is not the Lolbit either. And Yendo, with extreme depression, starts doing some not favorable things to himself. Taking a pocket knife he found on the floor one night, cutting parts of his wires into X's, and watching the oil drip out. Yeah. Not the healthiest way to deal with your depression, buddy. Not at all. Anyways. However, one day something appears. No. However, one day something or someone appears. And a bright flash of light outside the pizzeria that everyone thought was just a solar eclipse. Because, well, you know. Ha ha ha. Everyone thought it was just solar eclipse. But no, that's not it. From the bright flash of light, something fell from the sky. They didn't see it because they left to back underground because they were forced to by security. It had sharp metallic claws, jet black paint, a jet black sleek paint job, and it rose from the ground, and it rose from where the light had landed. Meet Dark, or Dark Lolbit. She is a creature from another dimension who was sent here due to a time collapse. Dark Lolbit's timeline is if Lolbit never got infected by the Dark Remnant, in which she'd become a trendy, hip, very business-oriented, very hip, trendy, sleek businesswoman who's very focused on getting her job done. Her sleek black paint job was distinguishing her from the original Lolbit, as well as her reverse color scheme. Once again, going with the sleek black paint job. Her and her fun times lived a normal, perfect life. Because if Lolbit had never malfunctioned, they would have become a multi-million dollar company with multinational locations. Pretty much Chuck E. Cheese. And she was the big old businesswoman in charge of running it all. She'd have some fun time and entertain. She'd have some fun time, but since she was the original unit, she never got to entertain children because they made copy units that would go to the pizzerias and entertain children. And the copy units always had their code limited to only entertaining children because, well, they couldn't have sentience or breaks. Sad boy hours. So her Gendo and her Bonnet were all businessy. They all were businesses and blah blah blah. Until a rival company decided to nuke them. Yeah, a rival company, the same one that decided to sabotage lolbit, causing the whole incident. And that universe nuked the heck out of the headquarters. They basically sent over a giant nuke, exploded everything. However, it caused a time vortex that had Dark lolbit gets sucked into it. Dark lolbit gets her name not only because her black coloring, but because it's the company that created the copy units. The Dark Corporation, Fazbear Entertainment, or Anatomy Box, teamed up with the Dark Corporation, which was a multi-million company creating animatronics to create all the lolbit copy units. Lolbit's name was changed to Dark, and lolbit's name was changed to Dark in the process because lolbit didn't necessarily seem like a professional name for the character. So yeah. New villain. So yeah, she shows up, and when she sees lolbit vibing, living the perfect life with a fun gang of animatronics, all having fun and playing, she blows up with vengeance because she wants that life. Her plan is to kill the original lolbit and take her place in the dimension, painting herself entirely white and taking out her colored eyes so she can look exactly like her. Multiple attacks and villainies later, in the episode Time Trampling, into an event I call Time Trampling, lolbit and Dark decide to get into a time traveling battle, stealing a time traveling machine Bonbon created. They both try to go back and prevent their events. lolbit tries to, well, not necessarily tries, but accidentally prevents Dark lolbit from killing her due to her past pranks. She plays on all the others, as well as multiple Funtime Foxy dismantles. And they eventually create a time vortex that can only be solved if either they make peace or commit murder. If the murder is committed, then Dark lolbit will officially take on the role of the lolbit from that dimension. If they make peace, well, they can both coexist in harmony. Kinda. lolbit accidentally creates peace by talking to Dark lolbit about her problems. Yes, it was an accident because lolbit's a big jerk. So eventually everything gets back together until, in typical crap host fashion, the lights go out and they arrive back and lolbit officially loses it. Now Dark lolbit is on the Funtime Foxy side, paranoid as crap. Yay, or Dark. Yeah, Dark. So yeah. Anyways, Yendo continues to do things until Bonnet comforts him, telling him that he may miss the old lolbit, but he shouldn't be doing this to himself because it's harmful and it can hurt those around him as well. He agrees, throws away the pocket knife, gets all his wires patched up, and lives a new life abandoning the old lolbit. Anyways, chaos continues. Chaos continues, blah, blah, blah. Crap post situations, blah, blah, blah. Until we reach a point in time point in time where none of this could have ever happened. A point in time to fix and reverse everything. Yendo wants to fix time and reverse everything. However, Lolbit, being the worst ever character, decides to heckin' use the time portal that randomly appeared instead of wishing to go to a time where none of this happened, to wish for a time where she could be queen of the universe. Because that's how it works. Well, the wish is granted and we're thrown into a different AU. An AU that used to be called Showtime before I upgrade everything is now known as the Remnant Queen. We get a glimpse into this AU as Funtime Fredbear, or Yendo, battling Lolbit. What happened to the other animatronics? Well, all the other animatronics have become her dark minions that have been affected by the Remnant. But not in a way like Lolbit is. The Remnant is dripping from all their joints. And dripping from their eyes, dripping from their mouths. They all truly look like zombies. And that's what they are. Yendo fights off the zombies. And Lolbit, who has turned the entire pizzeria into a remnant farm, a dark remnant farm to be exact, sits on a giant throne made of dark remnant. Her appearance is significantly less drippy, however, she has what could argue would be makeup dripping down her face. And a crown made entirely out of dark remnant, as well as a cape, a robe, as well as a robe made out of dark remnant as well. Yendo battles through her zombie minions, and eventually comes to meet Queen Lolbit herself, who steps down from the throne and starts in a very flirty tone talking to Yendo. The flirty tone is ignored. She starts saying things like, "Oh, what a brave knight that beat back my zombie soldiers. Wonder what sugar from you would taste like." By sugar, she means a kiss. Anyways, she tries to catwhy. Anyways, she tells Yendo that this would be like a fairy tale, that she would live, that they would all live happily ever after if they got together. Yendo agrees, puts his head down a little bit, plants a kiss on his forehead, draining all. Lolbit can play a kiss on Yendo's forehead, hoping that they'd be a happily ever after. But no. No, this isn't how things work here. Plot twist. Well, not necessarily plot twist because she's evil as heck. But the kiss injected dark remnant into his system. Yendo started flinching and glitching, feeling betrayed. As Lolbit smiled and gave a wicked laugh, Yendo was no longer there. Eventually, Lolbit walked down to the open world with all the humans, resurrected her zombie minions, sending Elizabeth's soul to heaven, and wrecking humanity, becoming ruling the universe with a remnant-covered fist. I know this. You might think this is the end because she teleported this dimension, but no, she got to see this dimension. She used the teleport to it. She never did get the teleport to it though. So yeah, we got to see a dimension of it was like if lolbit became ruler of the universe. So no. So yeah, pretty big threat. That's the only way to get rid of a threat like that. I don't know.
Yes, Theo, slap Lila. That's the most slap Lila.
I guess the only way to get rid of a threat
I like you,
that
Christy.
would be to, of course, neutral.
See?
Well, neutralizing her doesn't work because she doesn't feel pain. The only way to neutralize her like that would be send it back to its humble origins.
Lila's dead.
Ha, take that.
They all had to slap her and say Lucky Cookie. Every character.
Yeah. Sweet.
Is that my candy?
What kind of million of them?
You didn't give me any of your candy. Get away from my candy!
Look at them all. There's like 10 million.
Yeah, but you didn't give me any of your candy.
I haven't eaten any of them yet.
What do you mean?
I've seen you eating it a little bit.
You still have your candy?
Maybe. As in today's.
I don't know.
So bottom line, being the genius that she creates a brand new cleaner machine. Clean up Circus Baby and her overproduction of colored remnant, which in my AU is connected to a very strong soul, aka Elizabeth. So however, lolbit gets in the way of this remnant cleaning machine and decides, well, it would be fun if I sabotaged it by poking it. As you expect, she reverts back to her humble beginnings. Yendo is relieved. Bogdan's relieved. Everyone else is panicking because what the frick happened to lolbit? Now that's all I'm going to say for here because right now we're at the season 2 finale. Yes, this is going to be a series. Yes, it's going to be horrid. Thank you all for watching this video, which is way too long. Hope you all